Matt Viper, the official sponsor of the PGF. Get your gear now at mattviper.com. Keeping Up with Jones, the Lonnie Jones podcast, available now on Apple, Spotify, and all other podcasting apps. Physical Therapy and Balance Center. Kentucky Signs and Graphics. Get your custom signs and banners at kysignsandgraphics.com. The Grappling Discourse podcast, available now on Apple, Spotify, and all major podcasting apps. Subconscious Studios, high-quality motion pictures. Amanda Sharon Real Estate. She specializes in first-time home buying, resale, relocation, investing, and new construction. Give her a call at 904-510-4596. Dr. Cantrell is a sports medicine orthopedic surgeon. He specializes in reconstruction of the shoulder and knee. B&G Logistics, providing ground logistics and support to all companies in the southeastern United States. R&R Group Home, a day center committed to supporting their community. The McDojo Show podcast, available on Apple, Spotify, and other major streaming platforms. Join the Fantasy League now at pgfhome.com. Scotsman Automations, security, efficiency, peace of mind. Find out more at scotsmanautomations.com.
You got me feeling lately like a new world has begun. There's a fire so deep in my soul, it's rising with the sun. I'm taking the future and I'm leaving the past. There's a sign on the road, let's travel. They're saying don't look back. Feel the wind in my lungs, the freedom on my tongue. My visions are becoming clear. Some people call it luck, I call it waking up. I'm only going up from here. It's a brand new day. Nothing but the horizon is standing in my way. Some people like to dream of tomorrow, but I'ma give it all today. Feel the wind in my lungs, the freedom on my tongue. My visions are becoming clear. Some people call it luck, I call it waking up. I'm only going up from here. It's a brand new day.
Welcome to week 8 of the PGF. Guys, this is the final week. We have seen some amazing matches. This season has been incredible. It's definitely been better than season 1. And season 1 was awesome. So we will see how this thing ends. Who is going to go 15-0? Will the bad guy Elijah Carlton continue his submission streak? Or will the newcomer Hunter Colvin, who has looked flawless throughout season 2, will he be able to take out the bad guy to reign supreme over this season? Guys, we got to talk about that match first. Who wins? We need a prediction.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to go with my boy Elijah. He's looked amazing. All finishes. We've seen him, flawless season 1 and season 2. And I know Hunter is an amazing grappler on the scene, high-level tournaments. It's just going to be an amazing match. I'm going with my heart here.
I'm going to go with, on paper, Hunter is a black belt, and Elijah's a brown belt. So I'm going to give it to Hunter because, usually same belt level. I think Hunter has, not same belt level, higher belt level, more experience, more diverse grappling experience, as well as equally as young. So there's no real age factor there. I think Hunter is stronger physically, but I think Elijah is definitely very skilled with leg locks. So that could be the kryptonite for Hunter, but I will give it to Hunter Colvin with rear naked choke.
Ooh, Joe, that was a great prediction. I really like when people go out on a limb and make predictions. But, guys, I think it's going to be a draw. I know that's a kind of a cheap way to go. I just think it's going to be a draw. I think both guys will come in. They'll be aggressive, and I think we'll see some passing. I think we'll see Hunter pass Elijah's guard, but I think we'll see Elijah recover a couple of times, and I think we're going to see an absolute war, though.
So you're predicting the end of the winning streak?
I mean, of the winning streak, but I do not think Hunter taps Elijah. So now, even more importantly, we've got to look at the blue side, because the red, we pretty much know who's in the playoffs, okay? Now, maybe the order's not exactly right. We don't know if it's going to be Jake, Matt, then Evan, or Matt, Jake, then Evan. You know, like the 2 through 4 seed on the red side, still up for grabs. But Zach cannot catch to make it into the playoffs. But on the blue side, we've got a couple of guys, especially Kamoy and Kevin. They're separated by 5 points. Who do you think between Kamoy and Kevin makes it in as the 4th seed on the blue side?
I'm going to go with Kamoy just because his cardio is where it's normally at when he's competing and that kind of thing. So he hasn't had to deal with the same health issues that Kevin has. So, I'm going to go with Kamoy.
I see that Kamoy has Hunter Colvin. Is that this block 14?
14. Mm-hmm.
That's going to be tough. And Kevin has Grayson Webster. So I think Kevin would actually take that block just because of just the mountain that Kamoy has to climb to. And then with Grayson, it's he's been doing great. I respect that Grayson's been fighting. But I think that Kevin has his number on that one. So as long as Kevin scores on that one, I think he would take that block. And then for the next block, Kamoy has Evan. So I think Evan is not one to tap. We've seen that all season.
That's true.
So I think if Kevin can get even a tap there,
Well, Kevin's got Jake Elkins.
He's got Jake. That's even
in block 15.
Oh, that's even worse.
So Kevin is going to have to definitely capitalize on the Grayson match in block 14 for sure. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So I think block 14 is the deciding one, and I'll give it to Kevin just because of the matchups.
Him, I'm gonna try and I'm gonna have to bully him and ankle pick something. I'm gonna have to work a choke on him quick. I need points. So I need to get a choke within a minute. That's gonna be my goal with him.
I mean, we'll see with him. I know he's having that back issue, unfortunately, for him during this tournament. I know that's affecting his game. So I don't know what he's done. Last night it seemed to not be as a problem for him. So I'm expecting him to be a bit more aggressive when I see that next. He was trying to jump up, grab people's neck and whatnot. So we'll see. I'll try to stay with him, kind of on the feet, best I can. If he pulls, I got to get low. I know he's good at hunting those legs, good at throwing up those triangles. So we got to be, watching out for that the whole time.
This is a tough matchup for Joshua Gibbs, and Joshua's had an okay season. I think he definitely is going to look back on some of the earlier matches where he had opportunities to win, and he's going to really learn from those experiences. He got a tough and motivated Squidbilly here. Zach Edwards is coming in looking much better than he was at the beginning, especially in the middle of the season. The middle of the season, man, Zach had lost a lot of his heart, but it's back, and I expect a really good performance here. Zach said he's looking for that first-minute sub. He needs a choke, and his best choke is the triangle.
Zach pulls guard, looking to enter those legs with a Jackie Chan type of entry. Zach elevates and gets a nice sweep.
Oh, a baseball bat choke. Looking for the baseball bat. Going aggressive after it.
So got 30 seconds.
This is aggressive. Oh,
James is out. Turtles.
The baseball bat choke is really difficult from the top.
Zach grabs
I
a
think it's
Kimura
better to
grip,
set up
tries
from
to
the pass.
Tries to use it to roll, but loses it. Oh, gets the back a little bit.
Man,
Tries a chair sit.
Zach's really going after it. He's on the back. Josh, though, has
10
his hand in.
seconds.
It's going to be tough to get this finish in 10 seconds. Josh has that hand in. Oh, Zach, though, locks it up. Is he going to be able to
Yeah,
squeeze
but
through
not-
that hand in?
It's over the face.
Oh, he lost his extra point, though. So no extra point, but Zach, man, looking like a beast.
Body triangle.
Where's this Zach been all season?
James is doing a really good job defensively. He's having
Josh.
trouble. Or Josh. Josh is having trouble, but he is defending his neck pretty well.
Yeah, and Josh, man, he really needs to watch out for that arm trap. Zach trying to set up that Donahue back system where he's using that straight jacket. You see how he's got a cross grip, and he's looking with his right arm to either go ahead and start setting up the choke, but he really wants to tie that hand behind Josh's back.
Ooh, nice heel in the elbow right there.
Yeah, he
Okay,
just
he's
got it. Now he can switch to a triangle from here, or it looks like he's going to switch to a triangle.
It's a good idea. Still a choke. Oh.
Triangle's a little loose,
think he's gonna-
but the armbar is
Yeah.
tight.
Nice, really nice work.
I got to his back and started, which is what I wanted to do. I needed 3 chokes in order to make the playoffs, but I just couldn't get Jake that first match. So at the end, I ended up getting Josh, took his back, went to another rear triangle, and finished the arm bar. Tried to squeeze his head off, but he squeezed his head off twice. I had a baseball bat choke on him that he just didn't tap to. I was surprised. Kind of tired my arms out, and then I went for the rear naked choke once I got to his back. Squeezed my arms off again, and they were really tired. So it was nice, and I was able to get the rear triangle and lock up an arm bar finish.
I'd going in and out of his legs. I didn't want to, commit too quickly because even though his back's hurting, he's still dangerous with those leg locks. I didn't want to overcommit, but he ended up coming up on me, sweeping me, going for that the baseball bat choke. And I didn't want him to get that on me. I remember him talking about that the other day, how he likes that. So I was fighting hard, got my hand up in there, was pushing off. I was like, nah, you're not finishing me with this one. You might have to get me something else, but not this one. He had it over my face at one point and, made my lip bleed a little bit. Oh man, that's what you expect. That's what you want. You want people to go for it, and that's why we're here. But I was able to fight that one off. Again, I came tonight, unless they really had me in a choke, I'm not giving up.
That armbar gives Zach 3 points, and Josh remains at 0 points. So for this block 14, the red team is at 3, the blue team is at 0.
So my student, bro, I say that we're more like training partners. I wouldn't say that he's my student. He trains in my gym that I own, but and I teach him things about jiu-jitsu, but we bounce ideas back and forth off of each other. So to me it's more of a situation like me and my brother. I definitely don't want to lose to you. You know what I'm saying? But Mike's game, man, and yeah, if I mess around against Mega Mike, he will do that Lord's work.
Elkins, I've known Elkins forever. We've trained for so long together. I know this is going to be a great match. He's got a little bit of an injury at the moment, so I know he's going to sit guard, and I'll get a chance to pass. So it's going to be a good match, man. I think I'll get the pass, and I'm hunting for subs any way I can get it. I'm looking for chokes, so.
So Matt got this injury in the first match, right? Like he has this really tough match with Randy and pops his knee, and it looks like he's adapted his game, and the injury really isn't affecting him. Like the last couple of matches he's had, we haven't really seen that injury affect him. He looks Like if you didn't know he had a knee injury and you didn't really know about his game and his wrestling pedigree, you might just think he was a guard puller that, used that to get on top and then choke people. I mean, he's looked phenomenal.
I agree. I wonder if it's the adrenaline or if it's but he's definitely sitting down, playing his guard.
Yeah, you'd have no idea, honestly.
Yeah. Matt's been working on that bottom game since PGF season 1. He would come into the gym and he was asking everybody about leg lock entries and inversions. Like he's cashing in on an investment that he made a while back, and it's really paying off because he should be struggling on paper.
He's got good inside position right here, looking to either enter to the legs or, man, he's just done such a good job of sweeping to get to the top because he's so much more dangerous on top with those chokes. I mean, when he's on top, on top like an eagle, just ready to pounce on that salmon it sees, just grabs the neck, and it's a wrap most of the time when he gets the neck.
No extra points for both men.
Make sure you are marking your calendar for May 21st. That's going to be the 8-man, no time limit, sub-only tournament. 6 o'clock, Epic Church, Decatur, Alabama. If you're looking for tickets, pgfhome.com.
Sorry, bro.
Oh, man. Pulling up that's one of the most annoying things about having an injury like that on the knees. You're constantly having to pull up your knee sleeve.
Matt switched his stance too. He was playing I think a shin to shin on the other side. Now he's
nice entries on the heel hook.
That's deep.
Nice. Good finish right there by Matt Elkins.
Mega Mike, man. Mega Mike. Yeah, he's the man, bro. He's one of my. I don't really look at him as like a student, because we train together. I don't really like the term student too much. I train with all the people at my gym, but Mike's one of the guys I train with most consistently, and he's super large and super about it, man. And him coming in and competing, me, him, and Jake all kind of attacked it together. We definitely all wound up on the same team and on the Red Squad, and I was excited to have Mike competing again. I think it's been a year or so since he's competed, and I wanted to see him do really well. With that said, I did not want to lose to my man. I did not want to lose to him. But he, before the match even, he was just like, hey man, I don't want to try and hurt your knee or enter on a leg lock and all that kind of stuff. So I think that we both took a respectful approach to it since we're teammates. But yeah, had to get my man's leg. Love you, Mike.
I've been training with Matt for a long time. I was trying to set up some guard passing, and honestly, he just caught me with an outside heel hook. I thought about maybe rolling out of it, but I don't know. He had the leg pretty much isolated, and I didn't want to risk it. So it was a good match. I wish it would have gone a little longer. I would have gotten to play more of my game, but he just he caught me with that outside heel hook.
That heel hook gives Matt Elkins 3 points, and Mike remains at 0. So for block 14, the red team is at 6, the blue team is at 0.
Randy, Big Randy. Okay. He's got some good wrestling so far from what I've seen. That's another one where I'm just going to have to maybe take him in deep waters, let him maybe gas himself out, squeeze himself out, just wait for the right time, take advantage of it.
Evan has been probably the person I've been most impressed with. I think after me, he might be the person who's trained the least. I think I'm at 1 year and he's at 2. He's just been super physical with everybody. He is the gamer. You can't sleep on Evan. So that's going to be really interesting. Probably going to leave with a couple bruises and a black eye. How do I beat him? I don't know. I might just have to out physical him. I haven't seen I think he's been on top of most of everybody, so I really just don't know what his bottom game is like. But hopefully I have the advantage there. But I've said that for every interview so far, and I haven't finished anybody from top really, so I don't know. We'll see.
Man, this match, besides the Elijah and Hunter match, this is the match I was most looking forward to. We're going to find out who the blue belt star of the season is. And while Evan has got, he's got a lot more points than and then the dump truck Randy. But, man, Randy is one of the people's
Smart
favorites.
by Evan. Pulls guard.
And then gives like a finger wag. Like, nah, dude.
Not today.
I'm not giving you the satisfaction of taking me down.
Evan is very smart. Like people don't really realize his strategy, his game is pretty good.
Ooh,
Randy.
I like that. This is gonna be a fire match. Man.
Okay, Randy, let's pull the legs out. I see you. With the cartwheel pass by Randy.
Nice guard recovery by Evan.
All right, these guys came to play. This is gonna be fun, guys. Randy with the hard D slice, double D slice.
Well, they both kind of feel like, what do I have to be afraid of? I've just fought all these brown and black belts. Like, you're a blue belt, I'm a blue belt. I've got more wrestling experience, but, you know, Randy's like, I'm at a year, you're at 2 years, let's go.
Mm-hmm. Really interesting that Evan decided to play bottom. He loves playing top position, but he feels comfortable enough with Randy that he's willing to take a chance here.
Well, I really like this because Evan, you know, he's when he's gotten on top, you know, starting and standing, it's been when he's had the superior wrestling. But when he hasn't, he's ended up in really bad positions, like that Stephen Aiken match. Stephen just immediately got double underhooks and then, you know, made Evan miserable for 5 of those 6 minutes. And Evan got on the top of Stephen with like 30 seconds left, but I think it was a good idea to just, hey, I'm going to sit, I'm going to defend my guard, and I'm going to find a way to the top.
What's Evan looking for here, though? He hasn't. I don't know what Evan's attacks are from bottom or sweep package.
What Evan does is he defends really well, and he waits for the guy to overcommit, and then he uses that to get on top. There's not a sweep plan. But, dude, his guard's looking pretty sharp for the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, Evan's guard has not been passed fully yet.
Might be a little while though.
And as I say that,
the announcer's curse.
I was gonna say it's gonna be a little while if Evan's waiting for Randy to make a mistake.
Randy giving Evan a head and arm.
But see, this is where Evan does his best work, or like where he's gonna get the flip. Is like Randy's gonna overcommit to a submission, and then he's gonna like tire himself out, and then Evan just finds a way to the top hold. He's already got that frame across. You guys know that when Evan gets that frame across, it's pretty much impossible to finish from this arm triangle.
Randy's doing a little panicking right now. He's trying to get that arm across Evan's face, but it's just really difficult. Evan doing a good job of just keeping that arm straight, using that space to make sure the choke doesn't sink into his neck.
Nice use of the frame right there. And what Evan wants is Randy to overcommit to this. He wants him to try and come off and go into the finishing position for the arm triangle.
Randy with a little wrist lock.
Dude, you think Evan's tapping into a wrist lock? He invented prison rules.
Well, I was just thinking, I was like, I wonder if Evan was on top right now, would he consider this stalling on the bottom person and start, his prison rule tactics?
Oh, yeah, Evan did say he don't like people doing nothing from bottom. That is true.
Well, you know how it is. You know how it is. When thy are the one doing it, it's okay.
Right.
Oh, preach. That old English.
Yeah. The Lord saith. But, man, he just isn't. He's got to get rid of that frame. And he could feel. That's how
Evan's
smart.
out.
Oh, buggy
looking
choke.
for a buggy choke.
When did Evan learn a buggy choke?
Man, everybody learned it in the past 3 months. Apparently.
That's true. That's true.
Everybody. Man, my grandma tried to buggy choke me yesterday. Evan does a scissor leg takedown from bottom.
Randy still, though, just doesn't breathe. Have we seen Randy breathe through his mouth during any of these matches?
Yeah, even when Evan's breathing hard, he's still going at 100%. So it's really hard to tell that he's tired just because of his breathing,
Well,
too.
Evan's cardio is incredible. Like, he really puts in the work outside of the gym. I know he goes and runs trails and does a lot of street work, road work.
Little De La Riva action from Evan on bottom. Inverts.
Man, honestly, Evan's guard has really surprised me.
we got 1 minute left. Is this going to be a draw?
Yeah, it doesn't look like either man have really gotten to a serious threat.
I don't know. I think Evan, though, if he gets in on a leg, he's starting to get in on this leg.
Let's say that.
Win.
Evan tries to get in on this.
Randy, really nice work. He's back in on the head and arm. Evan, though, establishes the frame. And you can see Randy can feel. He's like, nah.
Randy's looking for this arm bar or gift wrap.
He might get a deep hook right there. He wants the head, though.
Mm-hmm. He's got the gift wrap.
He's like, I don't know.
And Evan finds his way to the top, as he always does.
Evan's got 10 seconds to work. Look at the ferocity.
But that's the issue. Until
Randy should have went for that neck.
Nice.
And that's time.
Yeah, Randy's a really bad matchup for Evan. Oh, and Evan hurts his knee. That was weird. I don't know what happened right there.
At Evan has, I think he's shocked everyone here. I think me, Evan, and probably Justin are probably the most overlooked coming in, and Evan definitely like surprised a bunch of people. I knew he's been pretty physical going into the matches, but he sat, which shocked me. I thought for sure we were gonna like have like a hand fight exchange, but he went right to the sit. Was looking for my legs a bunch, and it was just like a grind to the whole time. But it was really fun. Yeah.
See, that was Randy. I'm glad I sat down with him too, because I saw what he did to Matt Elkins, and you saw what he tried to do right out the gate too. Gave him a little finger shake, and shit ain't happening. With Randy, through the visualization, for me to win, it was going to have to either be me dominating on top, mount, going to the arm triangle, getting the 6, or getting into leg locks. Because when he was here last time visiting training, he seemed like he didn't know anything about leg locks, so I was like, something I could probably go after. He tried to put me in a straight ankle, didn't work. I tried to put him in a straight ankle, didn't work. And I threw up a buggy choke at one point that popped my knee. And yeah, I think he was trying for arm triangle too, right? Yeah, I mean, as long as I feel like I get that frame in and I just stay hanging here, it's really hard to finish me with arm triangle. So
That draw gives both competitors 0 points. So for block 14, the red team remains at 6. The blue team remains at 0.
I've rolled with that man so many times out in San Diego, and he sucks everywhere, as in it sucks to roll with him in every position. And it's the last day, so everybody's got something to prove that last day. Nobody wants to go home on zeros or double zeros or anything like that on the last day here, so that'll be a really good match. Him, I don't mind sitting with, but definitely gonna have to like get inverted and get under him pretty quick so his weight doesn't stay on top of me.
I'm broken in the brain, got a shot of kerosene in my veins.
Sitting on Stephen Aiken it's definitely makes the match much harder. We've seen Stephen on top. First match against the Squid Billy, Zach Edwards, Stephen showed that he is a force to be reckoned with on top. One of my favorite matches still of the season was that match. And so if James is going to sit, he really needs to bring it. And he really needs to, again, make sure he's winning the... That just left me speechless. Stephen sits.
I think that was a smart play. I think James has been playing a lot of leg locks lately. Probably took that into account.
Well, I wonder if Steven's wondering about like his own, like the matches that start standing sometimes stay standing for a really long time. So maybe he's wanting to challenge his guard a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good adjustment because he's one of the few people that said he does not like the amount of time that he has in this tournament. So yeah, get to work.
Well, and you just heard James say at the beginning of this that they'd rolled a bunch. So maybe he's like, nah, I know what James's top game feels like, and I can handle him on bottom. And this is my best path, the easiest path to victory.
Point your knee to the mat. Don't point your knee on him. That's how you get caught in lockdown. Point your knee at the mat.
10 seconds for this extra point.
Point your knee at the mat.
Coach Elijah giving passing tips on the side.
Get your knee down, man.
See, it's funny. Elijah's like, it's all about, like, all I care about are my points. But every single match I've heard Elijah's voice. So he definitely is helping. He's helping everybody out, for sure. The bad guy, he's not always.
He's the good coach.
He's the bad guy with a good heart.
It's a PGF Grinch story.
Yeah.
Very nice sweep.
This is a problem. Steven's on top, already into his own. You just heard that gasp right there. James went, oh.
Whoa.
Nice reverse by James. But Steven still
I think
has that
Steven
arm
might have
drag.
just let that happen. He felt like he had the arm triangle. Very interesting.
Just a tap.
That was some black belt magic right there.
Oh, he bumped me off, and I had the head and arm off to the side, and that pissed me off. And that's why I finished it the way I did. I was like, I'm not gonna let this go. I'm gonna bully this one because I'm frustrated. Like, I thought that through in my head. Like, I normally that's not the jiu-jitsu I like to play anymore. But that's what I say about being a competitor. And like, I think, Brandon, you're the one that even said this to me about there's a difference in jiu-jitsu and competition. And that opened up me and also my jiu-jitsu game when I understood what you meant by that. And so I preach that in the gym. And so, like, what I'll do in a competition is not what I'll do artistically or what I think is the most pretty way to do it, because I'm trying to...
Steven kind of played his game. It was really funny in the beginning. My teammates were trying to tell me which way to take my knee. And eventually I was like, I went both ways. Which way, left or right, guys? And they were like, to your left. I was like, oh, good. Directions. We're good. Like, I'm lined up with you guys. Just fucking tell me a direction. And it was good, though. He got the arm triangle. I rolled him. So, hey, I rolled the black belt. I felt good about that. He stayed connected, though, and just straight choked me out from that point. But it was still a good match. So...
That arm triangle gives Steven 6 points, so added to his total, he now is at 41. So for block 14, the red team is at 6, the blue team is at 6.
I'm just going to set guard on him. He's strong. I don't really want to waste my energy wrestling. I'm looking through getting through him and Randy pretty quick, and having that last match with Elijah.
Same thing, like, yeah, I save all the best for last, you know. This is a match, Hunter's tough as hell. I knew he was tough from the very beginning. A lot of guys here, they're just now finding out about Hunter. But this is a match that I need, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we got similar style. He could wrestle if he wants to. He's good at passing. He's good with the pressure. I feel like if I go in there and I do well, you know, he's a black belt for over like a year and a half, so he been doing it. But I feel like me as a guy that's coming up, if I go out there and I do well, that will let me know where I'm at.
You know, I feel like Kamoy had a really good match against Elijah. He definitely gave Elijah one of the toughest matches Elijah's had in PGF history. I mean, Elijah now has had 30-plus matches, and Kamoy gave him one of the toughest. So it'll be interesting to see how he handles Hunter Colvin. Hunter's a little bigger, a little stronger than Elijah, and I think he'll be able to match the physicality of Kamoy.
Hunter pulls guard immediately. Dude. Bringing the action to Kamoy. Sweeps, gets on top. Kamoy needs to be careful. This is where Hunter likes to be, to pass.
Man, Hunter's just a bully, man. Hunter just gets in there and goes at dudes.
Yep.
And he's, man.
Hunter's fought MMA as well, so he's very used to MMA guard retention.
Nice work by Kamoy, though.
Yeah, keeping that grip.
Great elevation. That frame he's using with this left leg for Kamoy is great. He's looking maybe to sweep with that arm.
Oh, nice work. That was some really good work right there by Kamoy.
Hunter's just so comfortable in that pocket. Just a master class of passing.
And there he is. He's in on the rolling Kimura.
Already deep on that rolling Kimura.
This is his move. This is where he sets everything up.
Legs are free. Kamoy's in trouble. Beautiful adjustment by Hunter. Kamoi's doing a good job trying to fight those hooks, but the body triangle's in.
Yeah, this is not good. Back's taken, 440 left.
Oh, God, there it is.
Setting up. Hunter.
Super strong.
Man's a
Well,
machine.
Elijah, so I knew he was going to be
Against
tough.
Elijah Carlton.
I'm trying to remember how that match even went, to be honest with you.
It was rear naked choke. The same.
Okay, yeah.
Rear naked choke.
Kimura, yeah, I got to the back, rear naked choke.
To Hunter. It went kind of like how I expected. I knew it was gonna be tough. Yeah, he just he beat me. He beat me, but I don't feel too bad because he beat me the same way how he beat 14 other grown men. So it is what it is. It's levels. He's been a black belt for over a year and a half. I get this one.
That rear naked choke gives Hunter 6 points, so added to his total, he now is at 84. So for block 14, the red team remains at 6. The blue team advances to 12.
Judo Justin, I'm going to salsa the fuck out of him. I'm going to foot sweep the piss out of him and then choke him.
Okay, the bad guy looking to hit Justin where it hurts. I mean, if he foot sweeps Justin, that would hurt worse than a submission.
I agree.
And that's what the bad guy does. Again, bad guy with a good heart, but he's a bad man on the mats.
He wants to embarrass you.
Yes, he does. Oh, well. Yeah. I saw that coming.
Pushing the pace like usual.
I mean, this is like a double Koichi. Like, he can show probably 10 double Koichi sweeps from this season.
He's already in. He's looking for that triangle probably again.
Yeah, it's going to be a back take. Nice
Beautiful
gift wrap.
Beautiful gift wrap to the chair sit.
30
Body
seconds
triangle.
left.
And honestly, this is how his match with Grayson should have gone. He just didn't know. It was his first match of the season, but he lost points because he could have done the exact same thing.
And gets a rear naked choke, but Justin fights out of it.
He's got 15 seconds. Justin doing everything he can to stop the choke. He just wants to at least take away that extra point for Elijah, and he's going to do that.
No extra points for Elijah. But that body triangle is still tight. Justin struggling here.
Oh, I can see.
covers Justin's eyes.
Straight jacket, looking to control, get that hand behind Justin's back.
Gets the tap.
6 points for Elijah. And then Elijah 14-0 setting. Up that
Justin,
final showdown.
caught him with a rear naked choke pretty quick.
Colvin.
Pretty much how you expected that one.
Yeah.
Elijah, the one everybody was waiting on. They wanted to see how I was going to do with Elijah. No, I had fun with that too. As top level as these guys are, and Elijah coming in top of the top, my goal was don't give it up to him in under a minute, and I got that. And after I got past that minute, I was like, well, let me just see how long I can last here. He ended up finishing me with a rear naked.
That rear naked choke gives Elijah 6 points added to his total. He now's at 75. Block 14, the red team is at 12. The blue team is at 12.
Jake Elkins.
I'm going to guillotine him. And hopefully I'm going to get it in the first minute. I'm pretty well aware. I know where he's going to shoot on my leg, and he's already had success with that shot on me once. He's not going to be afraid of doing it again. And this time I won't be so surprised as the first time in the PGF. He hit me and I was like, oh, okay, you know how to wrestle. With just his forward pressure, I'll be a little bit more relaxed and fall into it. I think he'll be tighter with his arms. I don't think I finished a Kimura on him twice. That man is too strong. It was he was expecting me to step out into side control with the Kimura grip like most people do, to take the back and whatnot. And on that day I felt like stepping over the mount. And he'll be more wary of the Kimura. I don't think that happens twice. I'm going to have to go for his neck.
Sam Barbosa.
My man Sam grabbed my arm tight in the PGF finale, so I'm looking forward to doing it again with him. I know we're all beat up and banged up, but like the best man will be sorted tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to the opportunity to roll him again. Again, dude, bunch of killers, incredible dudes, but when we shake and bump, like we'll figure it out.
This is another match that I've been waiting for all season. So it's funny that a bunch of these matches from Randy going against Evan to this matchup. This is a banger and a really good stylistic matchup. In the PGF finale, we saw, yes, Jake surprised Sam with his wrestling, but Sam finished Jake pretty quick. He finished him in under, I believe it was 3 minutes. We'll see how that foot. I mean, we heard the pops on that straight ankle lock, so we'll see if that affects
both
Sam
men standing. Little wrestling exchange. Terrible idea for Sam.
Man.
Jake Elkins just threw him across the mat.
Jake's in on a headlock, but
yeah, that was a bad
terrible
guillotine attempt.
Terrible idea. Sam's now on top. Jake looking to regain that guard.
Nice work by Sam Barbosa. Just getting control. You saw Jake tried to invert into the leg. Sam just got control of the ankles and dealt with that dealt with that leg lock entry like a pro.
Jake chasing that single leg to use it to try to get up, but that might be his downfall. Sam really likes those front head chokes, guillotines on the counters.
Yeah. I think of all the guys, Sam's a bad matchup for Jake Elkins. Just he's got enough wrestling to deal with Jake, and he's got the strength as well to deal with Jake. So he matches up really, really well with Jake Elkins.
No extra point.
And he's waiting. He wants Jake to come up and try and grab that leg. He wants that guillotine. You can see that arm's primed for a guillotine or a darce.
Other than Hunter Colvin, nobody's put Jake in this situation where he's just having to fight from bottom for a long time.
Nice posture from Jake.
This is where Sam's scary, though. He's got some really good chokes. We saw that necktie against Kevin. We've seen him guillotine. We've seen his rear naked game. I mean, he's a nasty dude when he starts attacking the neck.
Jake looking to slowly get up with this 2-on-1.
Yeah, he needs to peel and get back to his feet.
Four minutes, 9 seconds left.
Sam doing a good job, not rushing anything. He's trying to keep Jake down. He wants to keep him in this position. He does not want Jake standing back up, or he's going to have to play his guard again.
All right, guys, remember May 21st. Make sure you're marking your calendars.
Yes, that
takes
was
the back.
Such a good back take right there. And Sam has looked like a monster when he gets the back.
Yeah, Jake was trying to look for a sit-out at that situation, but Sam felt it, took the back. Looking for a rear naked choke.
Triangle. He's trying to crush through Jake's face. He gets the tap.
Wow. Sam Barbosa.
Really good match by Sam Barbosa, man. When Sam's on and going after dudes, he's one of the best dudes in the South.
Match. I love rolling with Jake. He's so scary. Every moment it's like he's gonna rip something off me. But like, I knew I was probably going down, and just like I had no mobility at the moment, and so I was hoping I could get that underhook into dogfight. My wrestling kicked in when I came into my feet. I got the sweep, and I just there was a bunch of times I wanted to like overly commit to anything, and I just decided not to breathe, and I got the choke.
And I realized that I'm a veteran, like I'm the old dude around here, which was strange. Losing to somebody that's 24 years old and feeling that level was like, wow. It feels like you're grabbing a tiger, and like, oh, you're not like grabbing a Labrador. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
That rear naked choke gives Sam Barbosa 6 points added to his total. He now is at 71. So for block 14, the red team is at 12 and the blue team is at 18.
This is a huge match. This has major playoff implications. Kevin just saw Hunter Colvin beat Kamoy. So Hunter took care of the job. Kamoy scored 0 points. He's 5 points down. So if he gets a choke here, he'll be 1 point up on Kamoy. And this is a very, very winnable match. So I expect Kevin to take advantage and pass Kamoy with
Kevin sits immediately because he doesn't want Grayson to run away. He just had to sweep up on top. Now he's got full connection, chest to chest, looking to pass.
And an extra point here would be even sweeter. He's got 40 seconds to set something up.
There it is. Straighten him out.
Looks like Grayson's got a lockdown and a headlock. Wow. He's on a guillotine. Oh, no.
That was an interesting little setup right there. Nice work by Grayson. Kevin, though, doing a good job. He's tripoded up. Grayson's flat back. He just doesn't have the...
Oh, I don't know. Grayson's a strong boy. This is a deep guillotine. And it's a closed guard guillotine. A lot of people panic in these situations.
Yeah, Kevin's got his hand in the lock, though. He's tripoded well.
Yeah, Kevin's head is looking kind of bent.
Grayson trying to power through.
Grayson knows this is probably his best chance. He needs to keep fighting here.
Yeah, Grayson's he's a little too flat back for me. If he had gotten off to the side a little bit more and could climb up, you see how Kevin's back is almost in a straight line. It's just going to be really tough to get that finishing pressure.
Kevin with really good defense. He missed his opportunity to get the extra points, but he's out of this guillotine.
Well, and the most important thing that just happened is Grayson's arms got to be
They're done. Yeah, that takes a lot of energy.
It was a good look, and you saw a little grimace from Kevin.
Yeah, great posture and patience by Kevin.
Grayson thinking about this hip bump with Mora.
Yeah, but not with the amount of strength he has left.
Yeah, exactly, Joe. Agree 100%.
This close guard is being used to just keep Kevin still, but Kevin has a really good close guard pass. Look, he goes off to the side and starts using his elbow to peel that Grayson's right leg.
Yeah, that Tozy pass is one of Kevin's best weapons, and we haven't seen it much because the big guys they're not big close guard players, but this is where Kevin lived in Season 1.
Kevin keeping that right hand underhook as he peels those legs open, which most people, that'd be a triangle, but Kevin's done it so many times, this is one of his signature passes.
That's really good work by Kevin. He's looking to go into this butt compressor pass. He felt the lockdown from Grayson, so he immediately goes low, looking for that butt compressor.
Kevin is passed. Grayson putting in frames, breathing heavy.
Yeah, Grayson's got to be, his arms especially have to be exhausted.
Yeah, he's used all upper body.
Yes, it has been an all upper body match for Grayson. It helps when you've got arms like that, but you only have so much.
You got to distribute all that pressure. Use your whole body.
Kevin looking to wrap up a guillotine, potentially. He's got a good north-south, and we've seen Kevin hit a lot of unorthodox submissions, and you just never know what Kevin's thinking when he's in these positions. It looks like the north-south's going to be the play.
Yeah. That's a safe bet.
Yeah, what a finish.
It gets the
what
north-south.
A win for Kevin.
Huge win for Kevin Primo.
Huge. He's 1 point
Man,
up
I felt
now.
like I did well
Boy,
in that one. I
he
felt like
just took over the fourth spot.
I even asked him
He's in the
afterwards
playoffs.
what was
it
my
right now,
guillotine
Kevin
attempt
is in the playoffs.
lacking that I could have, what are some adjustments, some micro adjustments I could make to make it work. And he told me, but I was just, dude, like my arms are I'm just now getting some like feeling back in them, dude. I put everything I had into it, and it was a sorry attempt, but I felt like I held on and did way better than I thought I was going to do against him.
Went in there against him and everything. I kind of had an idea of what he might try to do, and messed up, got stuck in his guard. But his guillotine, dude's got some good squeeze, but I wasn't worried about it. It wasn't close at all to finishing. But if he would have broke my posture a little bit more, would have been. But then as soon as that happened, I knew he burned his arms out, and if I could get past, we'd be fine.
That choke gives Kevin 6 points added to his total. He now's at 27. So for block 14, the red team is at 12 and the blue team is at 24. So blue team is our winners for block 14. So 1 point gets added to each one of the competitors' totals. So let's go back over everyone's new score. So for the red team, let's do that first. Elijah is now at 75, Jake 57, Matt 56, Evan 44, Zach 30, Mike 23, James 19, Joshua 14. Blue team, Hunter is at 85, Sam 72, Steven 42, Kamoy 27, Kevin 28, Randy 12, Grayson 12, Justin 8.
So the last block sorted some things out. The biggest being that Hunter Colvin has won the regular season of the PGF. So huge congratulations to Hunter. He has looked amazing. He's still got this match with Elijah, and that's got to be really freeing, though. I mean, he obviously wants to go 15-0, but he doesn't need a win. He could go out there and just out there and just tap even. You know, he doesn't have to get his stuff broken. Like, he has won the grand prize. Now, the biggest thing besides that is Kevin Primo has taken over the the fourth spot from Kamoy Anderson, and they both have two really interesting matches. One of my favorite matches looking to this next block is Kamoy versus Evan Stapler, because Kamoy has to win, and we've seen Evan be a dog all season. Guys, can Kamoy get the W against Evan Stapler?
I think he can. But it's going to have to be, Kamoy's going to have to come in, get the top position, pass, which is going to be very difficult. Evan has shown last match against Randy that his guard is pretty good. But Kamoy has, he's a brown belt. So hopefully his passing is going to be much heavier, smoother, pressure passing. And then, start working into it. It's probably not going to be an arm triangle. So Kamoy's going to have to, I'm sure we're going to see some looks at the arm triangle, but he's going to have to switch off and pull out some more tricks from his bag.
Yeah, I think we've seen something that Evans has showcased that we just haven't really been talking about enough, and that's Evans' defense. I feel like, who was the last person to submit Evan? I can't even remember, so I feel Evan is not going to be submitted. I think Evan enjoys the chaos. He enjoys when he's down. That's actually when he shines the most, in my opinion. And I feel like Evans, this is going to be a draw. I just don't see either person really getting deep enough into a submission. And even if either person does, I feel like both men know what's on the line here. And it's going to be just a dogfight, but with no clear victor.
We've got to look at the top three now, because the second and third spot, it matters. Second spot gets paid more than the third spot. And Sam Barboza is 3 points back from Elijah. But we know Elijah, he's got that match with Hunter Colvin. And Sam has a very winnable match against Josh. So you expect Sam to get the 6, possibly 7. Elijah's going to need maybe even more than a break. So does Sam finish above Elijah?
Ooh. Does Elijah choke Hunter? I'm not seeing Hunter. I'm not seeing Elijah choke Hunter. I think it's going to be a break. So Sam may go into that second spot.
I think it's very possible. We haven't really been talking about Sam Barboza enough. I think a lot of that is because he had maybe 1 or 2 losses where things weren't going right, and also with the injuries. But I think Sam is still legitimately in the running to win this whole thing. So I think anything is possible with Sam Barboza, but we'll see. That's all I can say about that. I don't know that outcome, but I feel like it is very possible for Sam to take the number 2 spot.
You'll go up toward the top. You will not be able to touch that pole. You will not be able to hit that pole, but you'll be as high as you can go. When you get as high as you can go, you ask, is the swing lane clear? That is code word for did you fools move the ladder? Okay. Then we'll say the lane is clear. You say I'm swinging. I'll say swing on, and you turn loose and Mr. Gravity will do the rest. Buckles should lay on top of your thigh like this, and crossing the strings is bad. Alright, come on up. Right there's fine. Get out of the way.
That first little drop.
One guy at 150 feet.
See you later, Evan.
A little more. All right, lane is clear. Lane clear. Clear. Oh, yes, sir. Who's next?
It's relaxing. It's crazy. People probably wouldn't think that's relaxing, but if you just get up there and close your eyes, it's like, it feels so good.
Good to hang out with you guys. Hey, good luck in y'all's competition.
Thank you, man. This is awesome. Yeah.
Man, I'm glad you guys didn't come out. I love you, brother. Thank you. You guys take care. This is great. Thank you very much. Oh, you're very, very welcome. Don't forget to subscribe to his podcast.
All right, guys, make sure that you're marking your calendars for May 21st. This is going to be the PGF tournament, the 8-man tournament. We're going to take 4 of the top competitors off of each team, make an 8-man bracket. It's going to be sub only, no time limit, in Decatur, Alabama. If you are in the area, make sure that you are here for that event. If you're looking for tickets, it's at pgfhome.com.
Quadzilla, my man. Dump truck Randy. Yeah, him, like, I'm going straight for, like, if I have to Minari roll or whatever I have to do, hopefully he doesn't knee me in the head when he drops that knee down, but I'm going 100% in on one of those legs for the first minute and hopefully get his ass the fuck out of there. Because that's what I'm trying to accomplish. I'm not trying to sit in dogfight or have him on top of me for 6 minutes. Base is really good, hard to flip over, so just get in there, get it done, and get the fuck out.
All right. Attacking Randy's legs. Randy's been a way better defensive leg locker than I would have imagined. I thought that was going to be his big hole. So I knew I wrestled D1 at Duke. His base is going to be incredible. I thought his finishing would be lacking, and it has been lacking this season. But his defense and his ability to not get swept and not get leg locked has been amazing.
Yeah, I think attacking Randy's legs is definitely a bad idea. They're just too big, too strong, and he's not afraid.
He's not.
That's another thing. Most people are afraid, and that's what gets them leg locked. It's them running from the legs instead of going towards them.
This would be definitely a big win. If James can get the tap, he can definitely walk away from the season really happy.
Randy just has really high level just movement.
Yeah, it is. It's just high level movement. Like, hey, how do you teach that? Well, you got to be a good mover. Oh, but he's in on the legs.
That's deep.
Oh, okay.
That's a deep
That
honey
was
hole.
a good honey hole entry.
And he's got the
Okay.
wow.
He's getting the extra point.
James making me eat my own words. Way to go, James Regina. Beautiful.
James, it sucks that it ended so early, but I know that like leg locks are a big hole in my game. I should have been a little more diligent keeping away from my legs, but I was just, I guess I was just a little too just excited, and he got in on the heel hook and just I had to tap real quick.
Randy
the wrestler.
As I found out tonight, his Instagram tag, Mr. Rantastic.
Oh.
So, if you all ladies need to find a man with some big thighs, Mr. Rantastic is your guy. It writes itself. But yeah, last match, finished it in a minute, got it on, sat down because I was definitely not wrestling with that dude in any sense of the word. Sat down, played a little bit, got him off balance, went inverted, got his leg into 411, got the inside heel hook, finished it pretty quick.
That heel hook gives James Regina 4 points. He got the submission within the first minute, so added to his total, he's at 23. So for block 15, the red team is at 4 and the blue team is at 0.
Final match with Zach. So Zach's a taller, lankier dude, really good at leg locks. You gotta be aware of that for sure. But looking for a good match against him for sure.
I definitely don't want to be on the bottom of big old Mike in the last one. And I'm going to have to have as much energy left over as possible against him. Again, I have to try something a little different. I can't just play my usual game, and I'm going to have to try and pull him over top me and get a quick heel hook or something on him. That'll be my game plan for Mike. Double collar tie. Just pull him over top of me and sit underneath him and try and finish a heel hook as quick as possible.
We haven't seen Zach have much success with that, like getting a collar tie and sitting in. So definitely, for this to work, like this would be a huge, huge benefit for Zach's back. You know, he doesn't want to end up on bottom having to invert and play guard for 6 minutes. You know, it's the last match of the season. He would like to save his back some much needed. You know, he just needs to heal.
Yeah, for sure.
But we've got the rejuvenated Squid Billy going against Mega Mike Johnson. Mike coming in more aggressively.
So Mike comes in angled off so that he can't get that double head collar.
Yeah, well, he knows he's the superior wrestler.
Mike exposing his underhooks because he kind of wants to bait Zach in. Is my guess.
Oh, okay, a little snap down to guillotine attempt by the Squid. Looking for that same. He can feel that he can get a little snap down going. This is smart for Zach. Okay, now he's on bottom. Looking to frame the shoulder and the head.
Time has expired for the extra point.
Yeah, Mike was in a good passing position. He had those legs tied up. And Zach's guard, when he can use his legs to pummel and invert, it's really difficult. Really difficult to deal with. Nice pass by Mega Mike.
Mike establishing that guard pass. Looking to get underneath that arm.
And this is going to be tough for Zach. I just wonder mentally now. This is where he didn't want to be, and we heard him say that. But now he's here. Is he going to just kind of give up a choke, or is he going to fight through this and find his guard again?
Zach looks like he's grimacing. Hopefully not from pain.
Two minutes in, Mega Mike on top.
Zach's looking a little bit more comfortable now. I think he's regained a little bit of the cardio. Mike is fresh on top.
I mean, normally you use that frame, his right hand frame, and you turn in and put that right knee back inside, but just the turning and Mike being so heavy in that opposite direction.
I don't think the buggy choke's the move when your lower back's hurting.
Yeah, exactly.
He just needs to stay calm, keep his frames. He's got good frames working. The issue is Mega Mike hasn't moved from this position. So it can be really tough to escape an opponent that hasn't moved and isn't really trying to get a better position.
Three minutes left on the clock.
So, guys, for season 3, we're going to do qualifiers, and they're going to be at several cities throughout the Southeast. Let me go ahead and give you a couple of these dates. So, June 26th is going to be when we're doing the qualifier for season 3 PGF. It's going to be in Decatur, Alabama. We already actually have a few registrations, so if you're interested, what's that website? All right, it's going to be at pgfhome.com also.
Nice bump right there by Zach. He's trying to stand up. It looked like he tried to stand up, and then Mega Mike just pushed him, and he was like, it's kind of like an injured animal, just like barely scooting back. Like, okay, I guess I'm not standing up. This is where Zach is super dangerous, though. Got his legs in play with his guard. Mega Mike needs to be very careful.
That triangle. Zach's looking for that triangle.
Oh, that's the leg injury he wanted.
So that's a verbal tap,
that's
right?
A verbal tap, yeah.
That's
just
rough
got
to see.
sacked, man. You hate to see that. You hate to see that. Well, I really hope Zach gets better. He's back. He definitely wasn't 100% all season. And yeah, it was just a tough go for him this season.
In my last match against Mike, I knew I didn't want to be underneath him. I tried to play, standing a little bit. He ended up taking me down, put me in side control. He brought his elbow in a little bit too far twice, and the second time I was able to capitalize and get out of his side control. I was able to off balance him pretty hard to get enough space to shrimp out, and then I tried to stand up, and I just couldn't stand up, and played a little bit of open guard with him for a little bit, and then I went for a leg lock. I thought I was gonna get it. I started pulling a leg out. I was gonna either shoot for 50-50, and he just did a really good job of taking my legs over my head, and then he just pinned my legs down, and it was just, I couldn't take the pain anymore at that point.
Pushing it back to your body. I was like, oh no.
No, it was, I'm not sure. I didn't really hear any popping or cracking. But once he turned me back over my head, it was just like, I felt like my back was gonna blow out. And so I was just like, I need to get out of this.
Yeah.
And at least not get severely injured. So.
Yeah, good call.
Because I knew there was no way I was gonna, I couldn't extend my body from that position. There was no way I was gonna get out of that without it being really bad. So, Mega Mike's a big man, and being underneath him like that is just not a good move.
Final match of the season.
Zach. Yeah, Zach. That was a good match. I knew what he was going to try to do. He's a pretty good leg locker. I mean, so I knew he was going to try to get on the head at first, set up some guillotines. I knew he didn't really want to wrestle with me, so I knew he was going to pull guard at some point. And I had an opportunity to pass. He tried to get it on the legs, invert, and do what I normally do, just stacked hard. And I mean, he's I think kind of injured his back a little bit, possibly. But he's been dealing with that the whole season. So I hated it in that way. I wanted to, showcase a little bit more of my skills in that match. But I totally understand. He was a warrior the whole way through. I know he was hurting, so much respect to my man for pulling through. But I hated the match ended that way. But yeah, it's what it is.
Since Zach was unable to continue, Mike received 6 points, so added to his total, he now is at 29. Zach remains at 30. So for block 15, the red team advances to 10. The blue team remains at 0.
Off the season with Stephen Aiken.
Man, I personally love Stephen Aiken, and I think he's an awesome dude, bro. I think that I can catch my man slipping, though. I honestly do. I think that I know he's a big dude, but I came here as 195 pounds. I didn't come here to not wind up underneath nobody. And now my knee's messed up. Like, I'm definitely going to be underneath them. So I'm interested to see if I can dig myself out of there and make a play, make a finish. I really think I can, but black belt, we'll see. I think it's cool to go out with a bang, though, for sure.
Boom.
This is a really fun matchup here, and it'll be interesting to see if Steven pulls guard again. I mean, he's seen that Matt's going to pull guard, but I wonder if the softer side of Steven's like, I'm going to pull guard, I'm going to earn my way to the top.
I think it's interesting that Matt said that he was prepared to be on the bottom. He got the mindset and the game shift for to prepare for his injury. So, okay, he's wanting to dig out.
Oh, shit, he's about to
All right, so we see Matt pull. Nice.
Matt immediately in that guillotine.
That's one of my favorite movements right there. Just baiting the guy. Yes, Steven's a little bit leaning forward with his head, and he gets an immediate snap down and uses that to sweep. He's got a good bite on this head. He's going to need to make a couple of adjustments, though, to finish this.
Steven framing.
Matt went for that anaconda right there. Steven does a great job defending and finding his guard.
Steven trying to keep those hips away. Matt's hips away, but Matt's just so flexible.
That's deep. That's deep. He's going to get that finish. He's going to get that finish.
Gets the tap.
Man, 7 points. What a way to go out from Matt Elkins. Really successful. I mean, super successful season for Matt Elkins.
Yeah.
Matt Elkins. Beep that guy. I love those Elkins boys, man. It's hard to be upset about that, but God, that is, again, very frustrating. Like, I saw him do that to other people, and so I knew that that's what he was going to do. But my game allows for that to happen and for me to come out on top in those situations where you think that you're on the attack, but actually you just played yourself. His chin strap was so tight. The only other relevant experience I have with a chin strap that way was when I had a match with Josh Hinger one time. So he's got a world class, I guess is what I would say, chin strap right there, because he fished it 2 or 3 times, I feel like, from almost I thought I had him out, and I don't know, he had it. I could not pull it off without breaking his finger or some kind of goon move, and yeah, those guys are G's, man, and they're so fun to be around, so it's hard to be upset. But yeah, I'm a little frustrated. I needed those points more than he did. Not he won't tell you that, of course not, but I needed them more than he did. I needed him more than Evan did too, though. But we both ended up I came into tonight knowing that I needed at least 12 minimum, probably 18, to even be in the position that I now wanted to be in. When I came day one, I didn't really have an expectation. I knew I would end up, like I said, I knew I was better than most of these guys, but I didn't realize how hard it would be to tap them in 6 minutes.
Last one was Stephen Aiken.
I didn't even think that the last match was against Stephen Aiken. It was against getting 4th place over my brother and winning $500. That's what that was, for sure. Whoever it was that was in front of me was going to get the best performance of the entire tournament, for sure. Block 12 was important, but block 15 also mattered super, super hard. If I beat my brother in block 12 and then he wound up winning $500 in cash over me, then I would have lost block 12 for sure, in my opinion. It wouldn't have been a true victory. So I was super motivated to beat my man Steven. And yeah, I just thought that I could get to his neck, man. I feel pretty confident that if I grab your chin, that you're in some type of danger, and I don't care who you learn from or what your belt color is or any of that kind of stuff. If I grab your chin, then you should be concerned.
That choke gives Matt 7 points. He got the submission within the first minute. So added to his total, he now is at 63. Steven remains at 42. So for block 15, the red team has 17 points, and the blue team remains at 0.
He's competent on his feet. He can wrestle. If he sits down, he's great in the guard. So I don't know kind of what he's going to do. Maybe I'll just, to kind of throw caution to the wind, try shooting for a takedown, just scramble, see if I can't get around to the side, start putting some pressure on him best I can. I know he's really going to be looking for a choke because he really wants, to get those top prizes, get that money. So at the very least, I'm going to try with everything I can not to, give him that satisfaction having the choke. I know, Sam, you're a good guy, but, man, I'm going to try not to let you do that tomorrow night.
Remembering the names, I'm proud of myself. It's just Matt time. He's a really cool dude, and like I love everybody, even Elijah. Like, and I know he tries to act hard and whatnot, but you saw when he got that straight ankle how hype he got. I was like, oh, you're battling through some stuff, and I love everybody here, and Matt time with him.
So it's a big match for Sam Barboza. If he can get the choke here, he will pass Elijah Carlton in points, and he'll be second place. So, like Josh said, he is coming after his neck. And I want to see Sam, just how he faces Jake Elkins. I want to see him do that to everybody.
Oh, you just want to see a murder.
Yeah, but he just doesn't do that. It's like he feels the energy of the guy and like competes to that level.
Plays
this
to your
throw.
level. Yeah.
Nice little Zangief throw right there. Oh, this is bad news. This is Sam's setup where he sets up all of his offense.
Looking to pull his knee out of that leg entanglement there into the twister side.
He's got 30 seconds to get the extra point.
I'll try to give me the 7, I understand.
Oh, he just said something about getting the 7. I don't know what he said. He said something like, hey, I need these 7, so I hope you understand, or something like that.
10 seconds to get the 7.
7 seconds to the minute.
And he's going to miss the 7, though. Well, Josh accomplished his first goal.
Mm-hmm.
He kept the extra point away from Sam. Oh, this is deep. Sam will finish some guillotines from a weird
That's
angle.
a lot of pressure on the neck.
Yeah, and he's switching to a dart. This is over. Sam is so good at front headlock attacks.
Just a tap.
And there we go. We have Sam Barboza, who's been slept on, as Joe said, because he lost to the top 2. Guys, well, now he just moved into the second spot.
That was Sam. What a nice guy that Sam is. Yeah, let's see if I can remember. That was relatively quick as we went past a minute at least, so that was nice. I was hoping to try to do that. I didn't want to give him the satisfaction of getting a choke in the minute if that's what he was going for. So he got on top. If I recall, I started trying to get some sort of front headlock choke or guillotine choke. I was able to kind of fight that off for a while. Then I think he settled into half guard, and I was trying to get my frames in the best I could, but he's got that good pressure. And then eventually, I think it did set up. I think it turned into a Darce, some arm in choke, I remember. And neck started popping, pop. And just because I have a tight neck, that's how it goes. But that was also too. I mean, it was a good squeeze. I mean, again, world's starts going a little fuzzy. It's time to get out of there. So, hey, that's how it ended. It could be worse. I'm relatively healthy. Really not much worse for the wear.
I knew exactly what I needed to do in the worst case scenario of me losing to Hunter and Elijah to still come out on top from the very moment he said the skill set. My memory is not very good, and so I have to really focus on the future. And so I was game planning throughout the whole tournament. Me and Hunter were game planning on which matches, which points mattered.
That choke gives Sam Barboza 6 points, so added to his total, he now's at 78. Joshua Gibbs remains at 14 points. So for block 15, the red team is at 17. The blue team is at 6.
So this is a big match. And this is a match I've been waiting for all season as well. It's just so funny how random computer generation, like new.
To wait till the end.
Yeah, this is a big match because
these guys are teammates.
Well, no. I don't care about that.
Oh.
I'm talking about infamy, all right? I'm talking about the potential of an 0-15 season. And Justin has come out and he's tried his best and he's been having fun this season, but he needs a win here. If he wants to go, he does not want to go winless. No competitor ever wants to go someplace and be the one guy that didn't get a win. Grayson's already got his win. So even if he loses this match, he'll go, okay.
Grayson got passed.
He still got his win. And I wonder if there's a little bit like older brother here. Like these guys have trained together for a long time. They're both products of the Webster dojo in Decatur, Alabama. And so I wonder if, like, Justin seems like super confident. He was like almost kind of smiling, like, I know I'm kind of big brother here. I'm about to big brother you a little bit.
Well, with that mindset, like, you can kind of go harder with somebody that like, their game, so you can kind of go a little harder with them. So maybe Justin feels kind of free.
Yeah, Justin's like, dude, I'm bringing everything. But we got some good frames here. I'm interested to see like what Justin's like offense looks like. Okay, in the mount position. Justin doing a good job taking top position, looking to set up that crossface. Now he's in a nice crossface here.
Sweet.
Didn't keep his base. That was a big mistake by Justin.
It's Grayson's turn for some action. He was real patient, waited for that explosion, and Justin uses the same technique. Just explodes to side control.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing these guys open up a little bit. They both, I'm sure, thinking this is a winnable match.
Justin trying to key lock? A little Americana action.
This would definitely be a big win for Grayson. I mean, getting 2 victories in this season of the PGF, that's not a bad season for a brand new blue belt. And he wasn't even a blue belt. I don't think he got his blue belt until after the season was
Justin with a little crucifix action.
Or wait, that's right. He got his blue belt a week before this. So brand new blue belt.
That's fresh.
Going against the veteran judo player.
And if any of you spectators out there are interested in doing PGF Season 3, it's going to be 170-pound weight class and under.
Always looking for that Americana or straight arm lock. They got 3 minutes left. Starting to hear some heavy breathing.
Both these men are going to have to pick up the pace if they want to sub. Otherwise, this is going to end up in a draw. Judo Justin's been doing a good job just pushing the action.
So we said that the first qualifier is on June the 26th here in Decatur, Alabama. The second qualifier is going to be July 10th in Louisville, Kentucky. So if you guys are interested, make sure
Justin
that you're
really controlling that arm.
Checking out pgfhome.com.
170 pounds. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the seasons are just getting better and better. And so if you like this season, you like the first season, Season 3 is going to be even better. So competitors, you want to be a part of it. These guys have gotten a lot of love. They've gained a lot of fans. And it's really an opportunity to make a name for yourself, especially if you are a wider
there's
blue
another
belt.
bridge and roll. Now we switch in positions. We've got Grayson on top, inside of an open close guard. Justin switches to a lockdown.
Yeah, if I'm Justin's coach, I'm like, we got to go for this, man. Whatever you got to try and find a submission. Jump on the legs, jump on something. It's a good little whip up right there by Justin. That was the first time I've seen him use the whip ups. Whip up and whip down.
And another bridge and roll. I think bridge and roll is just the way you sweep in this match. You just need one good explosion, get on top, and just work your way out of whatever guard they try to place you in. Judo Justin's now in this close guard. He needs to posture and look up to the sky, get his head off of Grayson's stomach.
Grayson looking to set up a triangle.
There goes his triangle.
I would fall back on a leg right here.
Grayson's out. Justin's out.
Justin should have jumped in on a leg right there.
Both men exhausted. Come on, Grayson. You got to push the pace. We got to push the pace, guys. We got 46 seconds. Justin is looking tired. And so is... Oh, there.
Oh, he tries the same throw he attempted in the first, and Grayson was ready for it.
Back in this lockdown. Grayson needs to attack. He only has a few seconds. I don't understand why he's holding. I guess the lockdown is keeping him in place.
Oh, a little electric chair attempt here. Nice little electric chair sweep. But Grayson looking to set up, just misses the Kimura, and this match is going to end in a draw.
That's a good sweep by Judo Justin, but in good action, but not enough to finish the deal.
Well, there we go. Both guys, man, again, they tried their best, and I know they both had fun, but we have Judo Justin joining the infamous club with Mike Johnson.
Oh, my boy. I had fun. We grappled a lot together anyway, and that was about what I expected, just really grind it out, just about even. He's phenomenal. He's coming along. I feel like our games are just different enough that they're fun and still kind of even. There again, I got a lot of my topside control. I got to play off, and I felt like this week was my week to have fun. I don't know why, but I guess I got beaten down so much over the season that I was finally like, well, I'm beat to death, and I got nothing else to lose.
Man, I wanted to tap that dude, but after after I knew he had me flat, which is pretty much like the story of season 2 for Grayson, was like just being flat on my back. I knew that I was like, I'm not gonna tap. I'm just gonna survive and stall him out the same way I did Randy. I was like, if I can just stall him out, I'll be pleased. So.
All right, so that match ended in a draw, which is 0 points to both competitors. So Grayson remains at 12, Justin remains at 8. And for block 15, the red team remains at 17 points, and the blue team remains at 6 points.
Block 15! Woo! Are you ready? I'm fucking ready. I'm ready for this shit all week.
I honestly think he's just got leg locks and triangles from what I've seen. I'm just going to use good pressure, not let him catch me in either one of them, and I think I end up getting his back too. At the very worst, I can see us stalemating out, but I don't think there's any way he taps me.
Y'all keep saying that was Microsoft Excel, but I call bullshit. And I couldn't agree with it more how it's set up. I think we all knew. I think the real players here knew that the rivalry wasn't me and Sam. I think I showed tonight that Sam's not on my level, and Hunter showed the other night that Sam's not on his level. So the real match, the real hype was behind me and Hunter the whole time, and I think we all knew that coming in. So we'll see. We'll find out. I've been rolling with Hunter a little bit here in the last 4 or 5 days, and we've had some pretty interesting scraps. So I'm really excited to see what he was holding back, and I'm sure he's really excited to see what I was holding back.
Here we go, guys.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man. Somebody has the potential to walk away 15-0. And that one loss is going to hurt. Like, even if, like, Hunter's already won this season by points, and if he loses to Elijah here, is he really the champion?
Ooh,
Money will say he is, but the people will say he's not.
Oh, look at Hunter getting the crowd involved.
Dude, you know Hunter's coming hard.
Yeah,
out the gate.
Man, this is going to be
We
awesome.
might get to see some different moves from Hunter. Elijah immediately sits.
Looking for that double Koichi already.
Both men playing their strengths. A little hand fighting.
Man, this is the first match I've been a little nervous for, you know? Like, I'm like, oh man,
anticipation.
You weren't nervous for Judo Justin and Grayson? That was a draw. Play your game.
Hunter trying to figure out how he's going to win this inside position here. You see how he's doing a really good job. He's maintaining distance, so Elijah's length isn't going to affect him from this distance. It's just like
a little bit of trash talk by both men.
It's funny.
Hunter's playing that outside passing.
And it's important to remember, guys, these guys have met once before, and it was a couple of years ago, and Hunter got the victory by Kimura. So he's got to win over Elijah. And if you ask Elijah, like, he hates when somebody's got to win over him. So this is the match he circled on his. He was like, no, I'm going to come and I'm going to get that win back.
Yeah, this is a different Elijah. The PGF really seasons and molds people from who they are in the beginning to the end of the season. And Elijah's done 2 of these seasons.
Well, honestly, I really think this shows to Elijah's skill is, Hunter looks kind of flustered right now.
Yeah, he's being very wary of his legs, so he's trying to keep his weight back.
A little slap from Hunter Colvin.
Yeah, he's trying to be a little bit more physical, but every time Elijah wins a grip, he just kind of runs away.
That just shows the respect level that Hunter has for Elijah's grips.
You know, the one thing he's trying to set up is this rolling Kimura. That's how he beat him last time. So Elijah needs to be very disciplined. You know, he cannot leave that opening for Hunter to come over top and get that.
Elijah's looking for legs.
Kimura.
He's looking to invert into maybe a 411.
This is just definitely a different. He's being way more physical with Elijah than any other competitor.
Both men are feeling that time because they want the sub. That's a risky move by Elijah going inverted, but he has such great entries from his inversions. It's bait.
Man, you see how quick he looked for that ankle pick right there?
There we go. There's that entry attempt. Look for Elijah to keep spamming that entry attempt. Once he's in, it's going to be a long day for Hunter.
Oh, man. I love how he sets up that double Koichi, man.
Hunter looking for that.
And Hunter's really
underhook.
struggled this match. He just is not getting to the positions that he's been thriving in all season.
Yeah, I've never seen him have this much trouble getting to these underhooks.
He looks flustered.
Elijah's not allowing that inside space.
Little, what do you call that, a rape choke?
Yeah. He took that
a little slap.
He took that
That's
Evan
a double
Stapler
slap.
private lesson.
That's warning number 2. Evan's on the sideline like, why don't y'all say anything to him? Because it's Hunter Colvin. Man, Elijah has been looking real comfortable.
Yeah.
Elijah Minnelli's one of Matt's favorite.
Elijah's
favorite
reverse De La
performers.
Hiva, man. He just inverts so effortlessly underneath, and every time he gets that reverse De La Hiva, you see Hunter just he has to run away. He has to back up.
2 minutes.
Man, this looking like it's going to be a draw. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Both men just playing it as safe as possible.
I think this really sets up the finale because both these guys clearly on another level from the rest of the competitors, and this match will really leave a lot to. If it ends like this, it's going to really. That was a nice little slap.
That was like 3.
90 seconds.
He's got that reverse De La Hiva. Nice leg pummel.
All right, y'all resigned to a draw, but I'm still, I don't know. Something could still happen.
Somebody's going to have to get a little bit out of character to allow either a submission attempt to happen, but that's just not a safe thing to do. Both men are just, it just takes one mistake and snowballs into defeat.
Yeah.
55 seconds.
Says a lot. Ooh,
There it
there's
is.
the setup he was looking for.
There it is. Wow.
Wow. He was looking for that the whole match. Like I
Kimura.
said, that's how he beat him last time. That's how he beat him last time. And there we go. The undefeated streak.
I never thought I'd see this day.
A lot of respect right there. Dude.
Hats off to
Hunter's
Elijah.
ability to find the rolling Kimura.
I knew this was going to be the toughest match because I know of Elijah. Sam was really tough too, but I had never even seen Sam around or anything, so it was just kind of surprising his level. But I knew coming in, Elijah had beaten everybody. We grappled before. I knew it was going to be a tough match. I was up on points at the time, so I knew I was going to win, and I didn't want to let him catch me in anything. He's really good at catching people with leg locks. And so like I kind of like just like took my time with him, threw like a lot of feints, like kind of was real physical with him. And then like within the last minute, I was like, I'm gonna throw everything I have at him for a minute. And like I just ended up catching the Kimura, and instead of taking them back like I've been doing with everybody, I just went straight Kimura finish and ended up getting the finish. At the time in my head, I was like, okay, you're the bad guy, but I'm gonna show you who the real bad guy is. And I was hitting those collar ties and everything. It was a fun match.
I got caught in the last 30 seconds. I'm kind of pissed about it, but.
How did you feel about the match as a whole?
He ran away from me the whole time. He knew he didn't want it. He slapped me in the face probably 5 or 6 times. Kind of irritated me, but what can you say? I'll be back. Finale's coming. No excuses. It happens. I'm pretty bummed about it, but let's go. Let's fucking go, man.
So
finale's
you went
coming.
through, you're the original champion, undefeated, through the first season, through the first playoff, all the way to the last game of the second season. Like, you're like the ultimate PGF veteran right now.
No doubt.
Like, what
I'm still
are your
the
just
champ.
feelings overall on the whole thing, man?
I don't know. I'm just kind of boggled at the moment. Getting caught in the last fucking 30 seconds when I just wasn't focused, I guess. He kind of got in my head, slapped me a little bit, and I just didn't think it was going to happen in the last 30 seconds. I don't know what happened. I got to go back and watch that, I guess.
That Kimura gives Hunter 3 points, so added to his total, he is at 88. So for block 15, the red team remains at 17. The blue team advances to 9 points.
That'll be a good match for sure. He's got good sweeps, good escapes, scrambles, good top pressure. Looks like he can work off his back some too. So all around, he seems pretty well. That'll be a good challenge too. Yeah, man, I'm really like sorry, there's just so much in my head. Get on top, stay on top.
I think I should definitely. That should be a guaranteed win. I see myself. I'm probably not gonna stand up with him because once again that's gonna be a waste of time. Probably just gonna bring it to my guard and try to triangle. One way or another, I have to, and I will finish him.
He's got to.
Yeah.
Kamoy needs a victory here because Kevin got an extra, but he's got a 1-point lead on him. And Kevin's going against Jake Elkins, who wants to end this season with a victory. So, you've got Jake, who is coming off, a loss to his brother. He's going to be motivated to end this season with a victory because he's had a phenomenal season. And Evan sits. Okay.
He's pretty confident in his guard then.
Or he might still be dealing with that injury from that buggy choke.
Yeah, with Randy.
Popped his own knee.
That's true.
Yeah. We might see a...
Nerfed Evan.
Yeah.
And this might be the reason why Kamoy gets into the playoffs. Because that was too easy, Kamoy mounts.
Yeah, dude. It looks like a lot of the fight's out of Evan.
But a lot of Evan's defense is from his upper body, so...
Okay, so we are seeing a look at the arm triangle.
Yeah, look, he's already setting it up because he's going to use that to sweep. He's been using this defense to sweep, but does he have the explosion?
Yeah, and look, this guy has only been training a couple of years, right? So Evan hasn't really dealt with any injuries. So I wonder mentally, this might be the first pop he's ever taken where he's like, he might be wondering if his ACL's tore. I just know, like, when I first started training, I remember the first time my knee popped, I was, like, freaked out. I was like, oh, man, did I tear something? So he might just be thinking, look, I don't want to make anything worse. I'm already in the playoffs. I'm not going to let him tap me, but I'm not going to beat Evan.
All right, so Kamoy addressing that frame down at the waist, but Evan keeps it in place.
I'm going to look for this triangle. Yeah, he needs to get that hand pinned again. This is not the move. Really nice defense. If you learn anything from watching these guys, that's like one of the 3 moves you should pick up. Watch Elijah's initial open guard series where he's doing that double Koichi and ankle pick, and Evan's ability to just defend every single arm triangle with that frame.
3 minutes, 55 seconds left on the clock. Kamoy looking to sit into that arm bar that from side control.
Evan needs to keep getting
Evan
this
feels
side.
in danger.
Evan's going to take the back. Oh, he gets a tap.
A little old
Wow.
judo arm lock. The second of the season for Kamoy. And I think
that
that's
put
going to put
Kamoy
him into the finals.
Yeah. Good job, Kamoy.
Yeah, honestly, I was just really trying not to gas out and trying not to jack my knee up any more than I already did. Because I still don't even know what I did, really. It's not a whole lot of pain, but I didn't want to stand up and get dumped and, tear something to be out for months after this. I want to just be able to come out of here not majorly injured. But he got me with Kimura, I do believe. He was looking for the arm triangle on the other side. Wasn't working, of course. Yeah, got me to turn to my side, locked it up, started to feel pressure, so I had to tap.
Last match of the season.
Yeah, before we get to that one, though. So, coming into the last match, you had to have a win. Like, I don't know if you...
Yeah, I was been keeping track.
Yeah, so you ended up making the playoff.
Yeah,
You had to have that match.
Yeah. So I kind of knew where I was at with points. Since last night, I've been just reviewing, thinking hard on it. I'm like, damn, I know this match can be hard. I know this match can be hard, but I know this third match, I feel like it should be a guaranteed win for me. The match started, I mounted him, he was getting kind of cocky, like, you're not going to get me. So I'm like, all right. Then I just went for one of my go-to stuff, like, if I really want to finish somebody, is that one move I know is a guarantee. So I got the points I needed to make the playoff. I mean, from a long time, I kind of knew where I was at in the points. I kind of knew it was kind of too late for the money, for the top 4 for the money. So I switched goals. The new goal was make top 4 for the playoffs. And I accomplished that. And yeah, I guess I'm satisfied with myself.
That break gives Kamoy 3 points added to his total. He now is at 30 points. Evan gets 0 points added to his total. He remains at 44. So for block 15, the red team remains at 17. The blue team goes to 12.
Dude, Kevin's a G. He's a training partner. We work out together all the time. It's always tough when a guy knows your game, right? We used to always talk about this with teammates and like wrestle offs and stuff. It almost has that kind of feel to it because we know each other back and forth. We roll at least once a week, sometimes twice when we're up here, train together, same coach, the whole 9. And so, dude, he's not giving up smooth. You know what I mean? I'm coming for big points for sure. Be interesting to see how he plays the game. But yeah, I mean, you have to earn it with Kev, dude. He ain't, he's no slouch ever. And
it's a tough matchup for Kevin. He needs a win here, but Jake's just usually beats him in the gym.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got that at least on Kevin, and this isn't the best version of Kevin. Kevin's had a really good season, all things considered. Barely trained before this. I mean, he really did take a month off. I remember just thinking, like, is he even going to do this?
He got some wins that I definitely didn't expect him to.
Mm-hmm.
So, really proud of Kevin for this season.
Yeah, I am too. All
Kevin
these guys are warriors, man. They all made it.
Jake immediately on a knee slice.
That was the thing about season 1 is we had multiple competitors, and it was, honestly, a lot of the black belts drop out.
Yeah,
after the first couple weeks, they were gone, and every single one of these dudes stuck with it. They all had, I'm sure half
Jake
of them had reasons they could have quit.
Darce.
He's got this short arm Darce here. Going to look to keep breaking Kevin's posture, set up a more traditional Darce. I like short arm Darces though. This is a good attempt right here.
Kevin going flat so you can avoid the Darce. And Jake sits to it, but
Kevin's just
Kevin rolls out of it. Yeah. Oh, and takes the back. Kevin's a game competitor. He doesn't care how big you are, how small you are. He comes to fight. What shape he's in.
Yeah, you're right. Kevin gives all that he's got left.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful back take by Jake.
Didn't get the slide by, but the threat of it caused Kevin to turn his back.
Oh, look at that crucifix entry. I don't know if that was on purpose, but that was great.
Yeah, this looks really uncomfortable. You talk about messing somebody's breathing up.
Yeah, this is a terrible position to be in. But look at, he's threatening that Kimura and a wrist lock at the same time. Gets the tap.
Oh, what?
Wow.
That might be sub of the season.
That's sub of the season for sure.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Oh, he's holding his elbow. I thought
Yeah.
it would be his shoulder.
No, it was like, but yeah, you're right. There's a lot of screaming.
What if I want to know some wrestling from Jake Elkins?
Man, the wrestling in jiu-jitsu is trash. It's all trash until I find something. If I find something that's not, I'll let you know. In the meantime, it's at Ironclad Wrestling or freaking Ironclad Methods. Don't at me because everybody's wrestling is shite, bro. Get out of here. Call us, hit us up. We have an online website. Come train with us. We'll come do a clinic or a seminar. But people's wrestling sucks. Y'all seen it all week, okay? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Jake's a gorilla, and he got me stuck in a really bad position. Man, I haven't ever been stuck there before, and I was like, all right, cool. Let's be patient. And then I was like, no, let's don't be patient, because anytime I'm patient with Jake, he finds a way to break something or to move me, do whatever he wants. So what ended up happening is my arm got stuck up under him. He got me in that bad position. I was trying to move right, move left, everything, and I talked to him about it afterwards, and he was like, no, he goes, if I would have done what I did with your arm, he goes, you would have got loose, because I felt like I was starting to come free. So instead of, he's wanting to twist my arm, but I was keeping really good posture through it, and he took it and pulled it across. And I don't know if you got it on camera or where you did, wherever he put my elbow, that thing went pop, like hard. I was like, oh no. And I tried to tap before, but it's one of those things that comes on really quick.
That break gives Jake Elkins 3 points. They're added to his total. He is at 60. Kevin has 0 points added to his total. He is at 28.
So, guys, the playoff bracket is going to be incredible. And remember, all of these matches are sub-only, no time limit. So, we saw in the first season, Joe, you were a part of that. I was going to say 100 hour, an hour plus match. Are we going to see that again? But let's go ahead and look at the bracket. So we have in the top left corner, we have Hunter versus Evan.
Oh, wow.
So Evan finished as the 4 seed for red. Hunter finished as the blue #1 as well as #1 overall. In the bottom left corner, we have Matt versus Steven. So we got Matt finished 2nd for red and Steven finished 3rd for blue. And so that'll be a really interesting rematch, especially with what we just saw in this finale. And the winner of those 2 matches will face each other in the semifinals. On the other side of the bracket, we have the 1 seed Elijah Carlton going against the 4 seed. Barely made it into the playoffs, but a huge, huge win for Kamoy over Evan Stapler with a really cool old school Americana. But he's going against Elijah. And in the bottom right corner, we have Sam going against Jake Elkins.
The
and
rematch.
man, you talk about Jake is looking to that match, and he is. We've seen Jake's personality. He's an alpha, right? Yeah. And he does not like that he's 0-2 against Sam. I guarantee he's been training his butt off to come in and upset Sam during the finale. Guys, looking at that bracket, is there any way we don't see another Hunter versus Elijah match in the finals?
Ooh.
I mean, when Sam's on, and he looks awesome.
Right. I still think it's going to be Hunter and Elijah.
Hunter's going to be in the final. Just looking at that side, I think it'll be really tough.
I agree.
Like the right side looks with Elijah, Sam, and Jake, that's a tough side of the bracket.
Yeah.
Yep. But Matt's knee will be a lot healthier.
There will be a lot of time, right, between. So, yeah, a lot of recovery.
Yeah, I think Matt Elkins is probably the most darkest of horses in that he could definitely make it to the finals of his side. The only question is, can he beat Hunter?
Well, here's the thing, because I give Matt he's got the wrestling edge on Hunter. So if he can use his wrestling to end up in the spots he wants to be in and then get the head, you heard Stephen Aiken compare it to Josh Hinger, who's easily maybe has the best guillotine in the world. Yeah. Like Matt Elkins has a world-class guillotine, and he can finish anybody, regardless of rank, experience, with that movement.
You think that's the one that's going to go in an hour and a half?
No, Hunter's a buzzsaw, dude. Hunter's either getting submitted like after like 4 or 5 minutes, or he's buzzsawing his way through.
And then who we have on Elijah's side?
So
Jake,
Sam and Jake. Sam and Jake's another. I love that match
because the rules of the game changed. You know, we aren't playing regular season rules. We're playing submission only, and Jake's a big boy.
I think honestly, Jake brings out the best in Sam because he goes at Sam, and Sam just he's another level, man. When guys go at him like that, it's a bad matchup for Jake. But I'd love to see what adjustment Jake's going to make to beat Sam.
I don't know. Do you think he goes in with a lower intensity? I don't see Jake going in with low intensity,
No.
like lulling Sam into a comfortable spot.
No, he's going to go out there and do what he does.
All right. Now, this segment is brought to you by Dr. Michael Cantrell. He's an orthopedic surgeon close by in Huntsville, Alabama. If you are ever in need of an orthopedic surgeon, give him a call. So this is going to be match of the night. What do you say, guys?
I really like the Sam Barboza versus Jake Elkins match. As I said, Sam Barboza, the best version of him is brought out by Jake Elkins, and he looked phenomenal in that match.
I agree. We got to see Sam go against somebody that's strong and technical, and I think Sam is opening up as the season goes. He's a slow starter, but that's perfect for the finals, so it's going to be great.
Is he in the final tournament?
Evan made the tournament. You finished 4th on your side of the red. So yeah, dude, you
Okay.
shocked a lot of people. Did you shock yourself though?
That was my goal, to make the playoffs. That was the number one goal before the season even started. So no, I didn't shock myself. I think I might have shocked myself with some of the matches I've had here, but not with that result specifically. That was my goal. So, well, the biggest thing I learned was that, I don't have to be a dick to be good. That was like one of the biggest lessons. Another one is just like you have to just fight till you can't anymore. Like I was willing to go out in some situations. Like I would rather go unconscious, in that arm triangle fighting, and go out like that than just give up. And I guess you could apply that to any kind of circumstance, really, not just jiu-jitsu, just life in general.
It was great. It was like one of the most unique experiences I've ever done, honestly. Like the point setup and like the drama that unfolded and stuff. I really enjoyed it, especially here on this last day and like getting to hang out with everybody for a week. It was a cool experience.
I mean, I'm undeniably top 10, 185-pound grappler on the planet. Come get it. Roberto Jimenez, William Tackett, any of those guys, they can come get it. Hunter Colvin's a beast. I don't think he really grapples at 185, but or he might. I don't know. There's no doubt we're both top 10, and I'm gonna beat him in the finale. So whoever wants it after that, come get it, man.
Yeah, PGF is way different, mainly because we spent a good 5 days seeing everyone's style. So I don't know what everybody else is doing, but me personally, I'm already visualizing how I'm gonna handle each individual. So PGF, you get to watch everybody in different matches, how they handle different people, and you get to have a game plan ready. What else? Going forward, I feel like I need to have more weapons to deal with the big guys. Because as you see, it was the guys that was master at chokes, master at leg locks. Those are the guys that was taking out the big guys. So I know what I need to improve on going forward if I'm ever going against some big giant. But yeah, PGF is definitely different, man. I feel like PGF need to be bigger, cause this is just, I don't know nobody else that's doing it like this. Like, not everybody could pretty much have a tournament for 5 days straight. Not everybody's body's built that way. Not everybody. This is for special people.
Super sad face that it's over. I mean, I definitely enjoy every minute of it. Hanging out with people, competing, learning all the different holes in my game and things like that. And just meeting new people, networking. This weekend I met, probably 8 new people, 10 new people that do jiu-jitsu all over this, I guess the Southeast for the most part. But yeah, it's a super awesome tool to like network, and there's just so many good things about it that are just unconventional, when it comes to jiu-jitsu tournaments. You know, usually I just pay $180 to go grapple in a gi division and, you know, maybe grapple a couple times, get beat by some dude that's had a brown belt for 17 years, and then go home and bitch to my girlfriend about how the IBJJF sucks. I definitely think that season 2 is a much more refined product. I think that it's super cool to have it done in a week. I think it also makes it, you know, presents some other difficulties. I mean, for instance, popped my old LCL or PCL or JCL or whichever CL in my first match, and having to bounce back the next morning and, you know, just keep moving around and get a little confidence in it. That was a little rough, you know. Obviously last season I could have gone home and rehabbed it, stretch, rest, ice, recovery, and then come back, you know. So that presented a different challenge, but I definitely like the week-long event that's put out more, you know.
Any big takeaways from the season?
Evan dies. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Man, the wrestling in jiu-jitsu is trash. It's all trash until I find something. If I find something that's not, I'll let you know. In the meantime, it's at Ironclad Wrestling or freaking Ironclad Methods. Don't at me because everybody's wrestling is shite, bro. Get out of here. Call us, hit us up. We have an online website. Come train with us. We'll come do a clinic or a seminar. But people's wrestling sucks. Y'all seen it all week, okay? Yeah, that's it.
I had a lot of fun here. I learned a lot about myself. Emotionally, mentally, I was all over the place. After the first night, I was just like, what am I going to do? I can't do my game, you know. And it just kind of spiraled downhill Saturday and Sunday. And then I was able to kind of pick myself back up Monday. Just kind of cleared my head. We had that group building exercise that really helped me out a lot. I had a blast with the season, and I just knew that if I would have quit, I would never have forgiven myself. So I just had to push through.
One of the things I've done in my life. That was one of the coolest things I've done. Being a part of it, it's weird. I didn't know what to expect coming in. Obviously, it's a bit of a gauntlet with 15 matches in such a short time. Like I said, I'm not sure if I said this to you guys or not, but like I don't think I've ever done that many jiu-jitsu matches in a year before, like in live competition. Most of the time I've been competing has been MMA. So for me, that was part of the challenge, was to try to string together a consistent amount of matches, no matter if it was the long form or the condensed version. Experience-wise, man, it's not like anything I've ever done. And so it's going to be a lot to unpack probably as time goes by. And then I haven't looked at any footage. I haven't seen any matches. I forgot probably a lot of what's happened. And so as I see it play out, my thoughts will probably change because like I said, some of what I think happened may not be exactly how it played out or stuff like that. So it's really cool. These dudes are really cool. Nobody like there's nobody to be mad at or like hate on or throw dirt on or anything. You know, it's super weird and cool. That's what I'm saying. It's like there's 16 guys in here for this long and nobody like there's no like I didn't feel it, at least, like serious drama with anyone, with no one, like between anyone else. Like there was a couple times that I think people would try to use an opportunity to do some like learning or teaching moments and stuff like that, but there was never drama of any.
The ultimate goal was to have all 4 of the money-making people be blue team. Didn't end up that way, but the top 2 were. And so teamwork beats just one guy who's pretty good every single time. I mean, the only other place that you would go to find something like this would be ADCC, and even then it doesn't hurt. Like, maybe you get a little bit more skill level of black belts in here, but what you get out of this was insane. Like the rule set and everything. And even there was like 4 or 5 people that could legitimately, like other than myself, so 4 or 5 people outside of this room that could legitimately medal or win ADCC in the future. And one of them already did. You know what I mean? This is like the future of grappling. And I love that it's centered around the sub-only rule set. The whole time I was thinking about the final, because like that's where the real wins are gonna matter. Oh my gosh. I put a hole in my shin. Alright, we're past all the matches, so I don't have to act tough anymore. Right. It freaking hurts. It hurts so bad. I woke up this morning, I could barely walk. But I knew I made a commitment, and I knew that we were too close to the end to like let something like this cause a fall. And look where you're going. All the people watching this, I was running, shooting at Zach, and he was shooting at me, and we're strafing this way, and then all I feel is me getting taken out by something. I got chop blocked by a World War II Jeep, and now I gotta go get a tetanus shot. Savage, like, and it was hilarious because I didn't put it together. She had like let me in on that, like, oh, she puts guns together and she's got her 9 in her bag at all times and everything, and I was like, oh, like, that's something I want for my sister. Like, hell yeah, that's dope. But when we stepped on the paintball field, it didn't click that this girl's been shooting her whole life until she killed everybody in the free-for-all twice. She was the real MVP for the event for me, honestly. Like, she didn't have too much of a tie to any of this, but she took care of everybody and, like, did anything that was needed with a smile on her face. And, like, I hope you see this. It was a blessing to meet you. So the simple answer is you get to touch people who are world class from all around the country, and anytime that happens, you just make contact with somebody who grapples, you get better. Like, you learn something new, usually. And, like, beyond that, every single one of these people who I've been trying to kill all week and have been trying to kill me has been linking up, and we're talking about how we're gonna do little trincations. We're gonna stay at each other's houses. We're networking and whatnot, and it's like that's where the real future of jiu-jitsu is. That's where we can come and unify together under one rule set and whatnot. Brandon made a lot more sense once he told me that was his big homie. I was like, hey, like, that's about the love. It's just like jiu-jitsu. It like passes down the lineage. I was like, oh, I felt the same type of love, and like everybody in the tournament felt it too, because afterwards everybody was a lot cooler. Everybody was like those walls of, like, you know what I mean? So many people, it caused so many problems. It just kind of, that was a really good idea.
Helped the team aspect and team building.
Yeah, I do. I think it prevented anybody from getting murdered over a Chick-fil-A sandwich while we were sleeping in here. I'm still growing, but I hope that what anybody who watches this takes away is that none of us who competed today are perfect at all, and like even Hunter, and Hunter was the perfect one for this week. Like, he will admit to you he has a lot to grow from this position, from this week, and like that's the artist part of the martial artist. Is I hope that y'all can pull from our struggle that you can grow to, depending on the seeding. But I'll just put it to those two because those are the only two that were here that it would be. Me and Hunter are really excited because like he knows I acquiesced at the end, and so like we're gonna find out what happens in a sub only, and like the Elijah, like if y'all rewatch the match, like him like touching me and me just like, okay, I'll go to my back, and then like me coming up on top and whatnot, that goes away when it's a sub only, and I've felt Elijah now, so now I'm informed. I feel really good about sub-only formats.
Coming up on this, I joined on a whim. I got sent this information from a friend of mine who has a friend who's a friend of yours, and I just joined on a whim. It just happened to come around my anniversary of a year of training. Sometimes you just gotta throw yourself in the deep end. I definitely would not have made it. I'm gonna grow so much from this experience. even if you don't think you should, absolutely should. Like, just open up or see where your holes in the game in your game are. It was an invaluable experience, and I like urge anyone who thinks they shouldn't compete at a high level just because you're a lower belt. If you have the opportunity, take it 100%.
What about
like I said, in one of my other interviews that I've just been really focused on MMA, and it just shows me that MMA jiu-jitsu may not work in all jiu-jitsu, but it's that focus right now. So I'm not displeased with where I've been directed on my jiu-jitsu or what I've been doing with it lately to get ready for my fights coming up and stuff like that and going pro this year. But definitely has been a really fun aspect, and just enjoying jiu-jitsu a little bit more. Like, just enjoying the sheer competition of it. Like, yeah, we're trying to hurt each other and tap each other and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, all of us just love to compete and love the actual art form itself. So
it's been a good experience, definitely tough experience. A bunch of different challenges. I get this, high level guys I don't normally get to go up against. Bunch of different styles. You got that grind. What other tournament are you having 3 matches, 5 nights in a row? So growth. I mean, try to sit down, take a lot away from this. I take notes on my phone at night of things I need to improve on. When I hear other people talking outside of the matches, just around, I take note of that too. Anything I can improve on. So definitely a lot to improve on. Some positive things I can take away. I mean, I came out here, I did it. No one's ever going to say that I'm too scared to take a challenge. I think so many people in life, and also just in jiu-jitsu, they like to, they get comfortable maybe in their gym because they're, maybe the person that's always being successful, and they don't want to go other places and challenge themselves. And, I want to get better. I want to go put myself out there. I want to lose so that I can learn and get better and grow as fast as I can. And that doing tournaments like this is how you do that. I mean, 15 matches? I mean, for me, that's almost as much as I get in a year normally with competing from where I live. So I just did almost a year of competition within a couple days. How much growth is that going to be for me? How much confidence is that also going to give me, going back to my team, going back to my schools, sharing the experience with them, and also, showing them things I learned here.
I guess my biggest takeaway would be just really evolving my competitive mindset. It's really having this rigorous of a competition schedule, every day for 5 days, kind of makes competition easier, especially when you're competing at your own skill level. So I plan on doing some of my normal matches, and I expect to have leveled up a lot as a result of this. So, man, I feel good having the exposure to leg locks. I've been trying to work leg locks for a while, but, I like to compete in some IBJJF stuff. So, brown belt next year, maybe I'll have a head start, with leg locks from doing this thing. But, yeah, I really think it's helped me a lot.
Man, I think I said this in the beginning, but, steel sharpens steel. The only way I can progress is to go against better, is to actually dip myself in the fire and see if I come out any stronger. That's how you temper your steel. You put it to the fire, and either it breaks under the pressure or it is harder on the other side. And I just wanted to be harder and stronger at the end of it. And I feel like I lasted and actually came out even better on my last week than I did my first week. I feel like I just really grew. And, when I go teach classes, I'm going to incorporate a lot of stuff I learned just by getting smashed.
Everybody, your whole crew, man, has just been amazing, and this thing has flowed so smoothly, and it's just been such an incredible thing to be a part of. So
if you are interested in competing in season 3, this year we're going to do it a little differently. We're going to have qualifiers to see who gets into the tournament. So these are the dates that you need to mark on your calendar. June 26th, Decatur, Alabama. July 10th, Louisville, Kentucky. August the 14th, it's going to be in Atlanta. September 11th, Jacksonville. And October 9th is going to be in Austin, Texas. So make sure that you guys are looking for details and registration on pgfhome.com. Also, our finale, our 8-man tournament, is going to be May the 21st at 6 p.m. Epic Church here in Decatur, Alabama. If you're going to be in the vicinity, make sure that you are buying tickets and that you're going to be there. Okay, 8-man, sub only, no time limit. Be there.